What's up, everybody? I'm Rocco Lupo, and I'm in RocStudios, where I do production, songwriting, and more. I'm here with a special writer, my true friend, and the first writer I've ever worked with, Christian Stalnecker.
What's up, brother? How you been?
I've been pretty good. And before we get into everything, it's an honor working with you. And if you guys don't know, he is actually Grammy-nominated multiple times.
Yeah.
So I just want to know more about your journey and when did you start?
Well, I actually started around your age. I signed a record deal about 17 and went on tour with everyone from NSYNC, Backstreet, Christina Aguilera, did that whole pop tour, covers of magazines because we didn't have social media back then like this, But it's still the same. What you love is that as new technology comes to get the social media out there, get promotions out there and everything, music is still the same. Talent is still the same. You know what I'm saying? Being raw, being next cutting edge is still the same. And that's what you got, bro. That's why I'm here. I mean, yeah, we're friends, but like you got that talent, you got that sound, you got that raw seed, man, and I see it. I've worked with a lot of people. Yes. I've had 27 years in the game, multiple Grammy nominations, like you said. Song of the Year with Kane Brown, and thank God, last year. And I've done everything from Lil Wayne, Ludacris, Debarge's album. I mean, the range from pop, R&B to country now and pop country. I've really been blessed to have that in my career. But the one thing that is the common thread through all of it is true talent, passion, and love for this thing we call music, And you have it, bro. So that's why I'm here. I mean, of course, this is a sick studio you got, and I love working at RocStudios with you. But it's really about you. I'd work out with you on some music if we were sitting in an hourly studio. You know what I mean? But I just love what you're doing here, and I think if you just make sure that you give yourself the time to grow and you let your audience grow with you, you're gonna have an unbelievable career.
Yeah, it's obviously been amazing working with Christian, and his whole songwriting process is amazing to see. It's like 1 in a million. Not everyone has it, and he obviously has it. And it's just amazing to see, because like he obviously, I'm still young, so he coaches me up and he gets me through the songs, and it's just an amazing process, and still being like just who he is. Yeah. Being who he is, dude, he's always humble.
Understand, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Like, I'm giving you some things and you're taking off with them. You know what I mean? Like, I think as a young artist, you've got to make sure who you surround yourself with, because you're going to naturally be a sponge, and you're going to take on whatever they know about the industry or about, how to create a song or what your sound is, A smart thing to remember is the only person you can't see in the room is yourself. So the image that you have of yourself depends on the opinion of the people you have next to you. So be careful who you have next to you. And that's what I would give to a younger artist, as well as I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? You got to love the people around you and know that they love you, And that's what this thing's about,
Yeah. So, how is it like getting a Grammy and like?
Well, I don't know what it's like to get a Grammy yet, but I have definitely been nominated, and it feels wonderful to be nominated. I have my own little award that I have, tipped my hat at, which is I've been on the album of the year in 3 different genres of music already. So that's pretty cool. I mean, to know that I've been able to do it in hip hop, pop, and country.
Diversity.
Yeah. I guess I got something that's pretty cool. And like I say, man, I've been blessed, It's God. I mean, yeah, it's my talent, but man, God opens the right doors for me, And so always keep God in your life on it, for sure.
Is it, for you, before you were just a songwriter, when you were on performing, how was that like performing your songs to a big crowd like that?
Man, I loved it. I remember it. I'll never forget it. I mean, once you do it, you've done it. And there's nothing that can explain it. You know what I mean? There's nothing that can help you even recreate that feeling. I mean, when 30,000 people, the Christina Aguilera Destiny's Child Christian Davis tour was 40,000 people a night singing my songs back to me. It was pretty crazy, bro. It was super crazy. I mean, it was forever ago, but it was wonderful, you know, and it's an unbelievable feeling, and you'll feel it. You will feel it one day. I really believe that.
Thank you. I think so too. With your writing, I think we're gonna do some amazing stuff. But
it's your voice, brother. You know, we're gonna get way more writers involved, way more producers, get a label involved. I mean, there's steps to this thing, you know, and it's changed a lot in today's new game with, you know, social media and TikTok and influencers and the way you can become famous. But I'm just an old school soul about getting a real label and a real management company, marketing promotions, getting out there on tour. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rubber to the road, you know, and I think your personality, your tone, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna do everything it needs to do. Now, yeah, we'll write the songs that hopefully the girls love, you know what I'm saying? And they all get to see themselves with you, with the rock, you know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, you just put one foot in front of the other and build a real artist career, and you know, you're doing your thing then, yeah.
And I know from what you said, it was amazing performing. What made you switch to doing writing and producing?
Well, it was, you know, a multi-tiered thing. I mean, I just started writing for myself, actually. And then people were like, oh my God, bro, I would love to cut that song, you know, and that's how I got some New Kids on the Block. Like, I'm friends with Donnie Wahlberg and a few of those guys, and they were like, man, I'd love that song. Or Jordan Knight was working on a solo project, and he was like, man, can I do that for my record? So I slipped into like just giving my records away. I was always just doing it for me, not necessarily me as an artist, but just me as a passion, you know? I wasn't writing for anyone in my brain. I was just writing a good song that I had to get off my chest, and someone else wanted it. So I look up, and the next thing you know, I'm writing for people, and I got a contract with Rodney Jerkins, Dark Child Productions. They wanted me to write for them. I did that. I lived in Philadelphia for a couple years and wrote for DJ Jazzy Jeff. He had a company called Touch of Jazz, and I wrote for, you know, Boyz II Men at that time, and Glenn Lewis and Jill Scott, and did the R&B neo soul thing. Yeah. I mean, I've lived like 4 lifetimes, bro. It's crazy.
Well, Rodney's one of my favorite producers.
He's dope.
And like, what is some of your favorite songs that you've written for people that you're like, wow, this one's just...
Man, all of them. It was crazy is like, because I put my heart and soul into every song that I do, and everything is a different experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying whether you like filet mignon or whether you like, you know, a fresh salmon or something like that. They're just 2 different tastes. You know what I'm saying? I love them both. I can't narrow it down. I mean, I guess my most successful song to date has been the Thank God record for Kane Brown, because it crossed the country and the pop platforms. And, you know, to have a #1 is a big deal in country music, and it's respected in that culture of Nashville writers.
Yeah.
And so to be respected in the Nashville community of writers is just a really big deal to me, you know? So I think I like my songs kind of depending on what they've done for others, you know? And so many people saying thank God about their, you know, relationships, which I just feel is a good message to be putting in the world. I've definitely had a lot of songs that I wasn't proud of, you know what I mean? So a lot of songs that have died on a hard drive as well. I mean, they can't all be great, you know, but we still got to get them off, you know? And that's another tip, tip for the young guy. It's like, how to overcome writer's block is don't stop writing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an idea, that's all right. If it comes out and it's not the best, that's cool. It came out. It leaves, you know, way for the next song to come. You know what I mean? So just keep working, you know?
That's amazing. What are some of the, like, passions that you desire besides music?
Man, I mean, I have to say my kids and my wife first and foremost, you know? I'm just such I'm such a proud father. I mean, I've got some great athletes. I have 4 daughters. I've got 2 of them in college sports, a D1 runner, a full scholarship soccer player. You know, my 16-year-old is a D1 prospect in basketball. So I just love going to their games, and I love, you know, that they're committed to the Lord and they're committed to themselves, you know, hard work, straight A's and stuff like that. And other than that, I got a fishing boat. I love fishing, you know, and I love working with my hands. I love building stuff, you know. anything that takes me away just enough from music to come back to it fresh, you know, those are good things to have in your life.
Yeah. And like, I know you love the whole process of music, but like, what is something that if you had to choose is your favorite part of writing, or just like, you know, being in whatever program you are in and editing?
I think ultimately writing, the actual time spent with an artist, finding the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as you've seen me, we spend a lot of time on editing, making sure those vocals are right, the timing. I'll get lost for an hour just in an EQ, making sure something sounds right or picking through plugins. But honestly, that time of an hour or two, that's where the magic comes down and sits between us. You know what I mean? That's the best. That's the real drug right there for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's real poetry. The stuff that he writes is just it's out of this world.
Thank you, buddy.
But it's amazing to just see your process, truly. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, thank you. Well, let's not give them all the secrets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But tune in next time, right?
Yeah. So from the beginning that I was working with you, and it's amazing because I remember being in the studio with 5 people around that area.
Yeah.
And you could see the progress just night and day. And what I think is cool is that he came here alone, and it was just me and him, thoughts back and forth. And I think it's incredible because we got to do what we felt with just these 2 minds instead of like all these different people's opinions. And it's incredible because like, I feel we're making the best music I've ever made personally. And like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you got to understand, when we first met like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I mean, you were a young kid with a voice that was still a young kid, you know, and it was to come in there and just write some songs and see if we could create something for you. You've had the passion of music for, you know, your whole life. But this time around, I really wanted to come in and see where you were as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Now you're 16. Now you're coming into your manhood, your young manhood. You know what I'm saying? And what are we gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Like, back when you were 13, we could really just put great writers, great producers in the room and get your great voice on these records.
Yeah.
But now I think you need to have a little more substance. You know, I think you need to find your own voice, not just your singing voice, but your story. You know what I'm saying? Who you are. And that's why I just wanted to come. We're definitely going to be back in a room with 6 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
We're definitely going to be back in a room with some of the great writers and producers. But I just wanted to come vibe with you and see where your story is and help you with that. And sometimes that can get drowned out because it's such a good vibe in the studio with a bunch of people. And I really wanted to make sure you were ready to walk into that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you're definitely ready. You know, we're writing, we're finding your sound. I think this is the new bar that we've set for what you're gonna do, and the sky's the limit. This is some of the best music I think you've had to date. I think it really speaks to who you are and what you're trying to say at this age and time in your life.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the world to hear it. We got some
can't wait.
We got some great music coming up.
I'm really excited, and you guys should stay tuned because whatever we got going on, I'm sure you guys are gonna love it.
Follow, like, and subscribe, and all those good things.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that should close it out. We're here from RocStudios, and thanks for coming on here, Christian.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And let's make some more hits.